XFL Weekly Report.
Well, hello, welcome back to the ankZONE show, my XFL weekly recap.
Hello.
How you doing, B?
I'm doing good, man. What's going on?
Well, we're week 3 in, man.
Woo, 3 weeks, baby. 3 weeks.
Yeah. How's your team doing so far?
The Battlehawks have really become my team, and they did really well, actually, this week.
Yeah,
So,
they did. They had one of the more entertaining games.
Yeah, even though I'm wearing Houston hat, even though they're the best team in the league, but
Yeah.
I'll get a Battlehawks gear eventually. I'm working on it.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I decided to wear UK today and not even go XFL.
That's fine. Hey,
It's so
blue.
hot.
It's Battlehawk blue. You're
There you
Battlehawk.
go, Battlehawk blue, I guess.
There you go.
I guess, okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, let's look at the standings. You said the Battlehawks are number 1 now.
They are.
Number 1 in the East.
DC got their butts whipped by LA this week.
I tell you what, man.
LA was ready, weren't they?
Well,
I
it was LA's home game, and I think they were
must win.
It was definitely a must-win for all 4 of their fans. I tell you what, man, I told you, I called it when you were here, and I said, I wonder how DC's going to travel.
Yeah,
because they're going to have that West Coast,
it's the East Coast.
Yeah, East Coast to West Coast, and then that road trip. I said, I don't know how they're going to come out, and they came out flat.
That, and I think LA was very prepared, so they were.
Oh well, you got to think LA had just fired their defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
they done some roster shakeup. They were they knew what they needed to do. They were playing in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, which you said wasn't much.
Yeah, I mean it was low.
Yeah, I didn't get official numbers, but it looked pretty bad.
It was low.
Yeah,
and even the guys after they scored touchdowns were like, "Don't give up on us, don't give up on us." Well, I'm like, that's kind of bad. Yeah,
please stay with us. We don't want to. We want to continue to get paid.
Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, Cardell Jones, man, back down to earth.
Yep, big time.
4 interceptions. He did the golden sombrero.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner.
Yeah, I got an itch right here.
Sorry,
That's all right.
Yeah, well, it was funny because even throughout the game, you never got the sense that he even felt that he was going to lose the game. Every time he'd come off the field, we got this. They showed him going up and down the bench. We got this. We know what we need to do. We got this. It's just his throws seemed to be just enough off.
Yeah, there was a lot of whoops.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I don't even know if it's totally his fault.
Yeah, it was just enough off that they were like, and I think they ran a couple of them back, one or 2 of them back.
Pick sixes.
Yeah,
I think there was at least one that I saw.
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't a horrible game by DC, but definitely exposed some of their stuff they need to fix.
Yeah.
But kudos to LA getting their first win.
Absolutely.
The Guardians continue to look like crap.
Yeah, this is a team that came out really strong, or at least we thought was strong.
Week 1,
yeah. It's been nothing since. In fact, we may have a quarterback controversy there. Didn't they switch quarterbacks?
They definitely switched quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And they're not the only team with the quarterback controversy. The other team with the quarterback controversy is the Vipers. Now, which is really weird because I tell you what, the Vipers came out to play.
They came out to play. They look like they established a running game. That was the feel I got from the Vipers. And hats off to the Vipers because it felt like they at least got that part of the game, like they got their feet underneath them, literally.
Oh, yeah. It's 20, we'll check here in a minute, but I'm pretty sure they scored like 27 points.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like 34-27. It was a good game.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a good game. They were in it to the end.
Yeah.
So I anticipate them moving up. They were another one of the teams that were pretty active on the waiver wire trying to pick up players and change up players. They knew what they needed to do.
The problem is they're now 0-3 though. They are the worst team in the XFL.
True.
Which is, but again, I think they're finding themselves. I just think it's might be a little too late.
Yeah,
especially in a 10-game season. But
true. Now Houston continued to win.
Houston is it's the PJ Walker. What's the Cam Phillips show? With PJ, I think he even had a rushing touchdown, didn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And Dallas is also looking good with Landry Jones back. I mean, he's gotten better each week.
Yep.
LA, we just talked about them. They took the win against the Defenders.
Yep.
And Seattle, they had parts of the game where they looked really good.
Yeah.
They had parts of the game where they looked really bad. But I'm not.
There's another team I want them to be better than they actually are.
Yeah.
You kind of want to root for them. They got a cool fan base. They got cool ideas, but I don't know on paper, if in reality, if they're just a paper tiger this year or a paper dragon, if you will.
Right.
I don't know.
Speaking of fan bases, they were showing the stats of all the home games. Do I have that? Did I send it to you?
All the home games.
Yeah, all the games so far. The attendance.
I haven't seen any of the attendance numbers. So
I could have sworn
I mean, I think he did for week 2, but last week.
Well, anyway, the Battlehawks have the highest total so far for a game.
For a game.
For attendance game with like 28,000 something.
That's impressive.
But both of Seattle home games have been like within like 100 of them. Like it was like 28,400 instead of 28,500 and 2,700. So here, and the issue is that that's awesome for when you're there.
Mm-hmm.
But like this coming week, Seattle plays at St. Louis.
Yeah, that's actually my game of the week, but we'll get to that later. But yeah.
So the attendance for the week will be down because you don't have Seattle and St. Louis having home games.
Oh, you mean like overall for the league? Okay,
right.
So
because every week so far, the
two most popular teams are facing each other.
Every week the attendance. If you, I should have saved the stat and brought it up here for you guys. But every week the attendance has gone up in the XFL. Maybe not so much viewership online. I mean on over the cable and stuff, but attendance at the games has gone up.
That's good. That's a good sign for the league.
And I think part of the reason is, unlike week 1, all the games aren't on regular TV.
Yeah.
So
they weren't on network television. Yeah.
Right. So Saturday's games are, but Sunday's games are not.
Yeah, because you got FS1 and
ESPN.
Yeah.
And if they're doing it's doing it again this week. Where the Saturday games are both on.
Yeah.
Like in place of like college football, where they would be.
Yeah.
And then, Sunday games are on.
Again, the XFL is going to hit some competition like this though, because of baseball coming back. You got spring training has started, and you've got basketball. March Madness is literally here, so it's going to be tough going to try to get there, especially when March Madness kicks in. That's going to be tough because there's a lot of football fans that are basketball fans. It's
right.
It kind of carries over.
Yep.
We get to this time of year, you're already wearing your UK. I should be wearing my UK, but I'm wearing my Reds too. But you get the idea. With baseball up against another football league.
Right. Something that's more set in stone,
established by tradition alone, if nothing else. Right.
All right. So something else I caught my eye on Facebook was one of the groups I'm in. The poll on who your favorite fast food place is. Okay. Now, I myself, I've tried to cut out fast food for the most part.
Yeah.
I cut out pop.
Right.
So
congratulations.
I've been drinking water.
I wish I could. I'm addicted to these damn things.
I've been drinking water now for a while.
Yeah.
As far as fast food goes, I would consider Skyline fast food.
Dixie chili guy, but
so we're like Cincinnati chili type people.
Yeah. Definitely.
But they did a survey for all the fans of all the different teams. I'm gonna guess it was basically local for the teams. But here's what they came up with, based on the poll they did. These were the winners for the fast food based on fans.
Yeah. Okay. I will tell you one thing, and we don't have one of these around here.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Shake Shack.
Yeah.
We discovered that place by mistake in Las Vegas one night.
Yeah.
Holy crap. It puts all of our burgers place. It puts Five Guys to shame. It puts Mad Mike's to shame. It is fantastic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I wish they would put one closer to me. I may spend the rest of my life in there. I'm not kidding.
Like we have 4 of these near us.
Yeah, Qdoba is around here. That's probably maybe the 3rd best place as far as that kind of food is concerned. The whole steak bowl wrap and all that, that fun stuff.
Yeah, we have Qdoba. We have Culver's.
We do have a Culver's.
Which is funny because I've never been to Culver's.
I've been there a couple times with my daughter because there's one on the way home from school. Yeah, right there. Yeah, and it's kind of like a steak and shake. Kind of a place.
Right. Yeah, I think they have some kind of custard or something, ice cream or something.
Yeah, they're big. They're really big on their desserts and stuff. Kind of like I said, like a steak and shake kind of thing.
I've never been there.
Yeah,
even though I pass it all the time.
Yeah, it's
kind of tucked away.
It's actually kind of got its own following. It's always got people in it, so I don't think it's going anywhere.
And then we got Popeye's chicken
for the Vipers in Tampa Bay,
which is pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it's not anything to write home about. I mean, we have KFC and everything else, so
I can't comment there, my friend. I'm allergic to poultry. So.
Yeah. And then Five Guys,
of course, it's good staple.
Yeah. So I mean, and that to me, I've had it. I think maybe twice, maybe 3 times, but it's just so greasy.
It's good, but it's kind of pricey for a burger.
Right.
Same way with In-N-Out Burger there.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that when I've been out West Coast. That's kind of like the king of the West Coast burger is the In-N-Out. That's kind of like the, it's better.
It's their own McDonald's.
Yeah, it's their own McDonald's, but it's way better than McDonald's.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right, well, let's go. Let's start talking about the games here.
A little closer look, okay.
A little closer look at the games.
Sure.
Curtis Payne keeps putting away the numbers.
Yeah, he's solid.
He's a former NFL player. And you can tell some of these players who played in the NFL are a little bit better.
Sure.
Larry Jones, another 275 yards, three touchdowns, 2 picks.
He's got to cut down on the interceptions.
Those weren't his.
Those were all tip balls.
Yeah. Oh. The one was a different route run by the receiver. So who knows if it was him or the receiver? We rated that here locally with Bengals with Carson Palmer and Chad Johnson. You know what I mean? Like who was doing the wrong route? Was it the right receiver who only job is to do the route, or is it the quarterback who knows the whole playbook?
I wish there was a way you could differentiate that in the stats, but unfortunately, it always falls to the.
What's funny QB. Though is that in the XFL, I bet we could do that because with the headset.
Yeah, you can hear the play call.
You can hear the play call. So
who's the
one making the mistakes?
Who's the F up? Yeah.
And then over here, Silvers, he did have a decent game, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Mm-hmm. But they didn't really have any kind of running game.
Yeah, that seems to be Seattle's Achilles heel. That, and they don't have an established wide receiver either. You've got
Reynolds and Prohl are their 2 main guys. Typically, week in, week out, we've seen Reynolds at the top there, and he's been around 100 yards each time.
Right.
But this time, Prohl ended up with the most there. Now, one thing I will say to go along with this is Dallas just added that. Remember, I was telling you about the Canadian Football League stars that were signed.
Yeah.
So I guess the way it works is they sign with Team 9.
Right, and then they pick from Team 9.
And then they're there for a week.
Okay.
And then these teams get to pick from that.
Based on standings?
I don't know if it's based on standings or if it's based on first come, first serve. But I do know that the big wide receiver just went to the Renegades.
So the Renegades just picked him up.
Yeah.
Did he play? He didn't play this week.
No, he didn't play. He'll be playing starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay. That'll be interesting to see. What's his name?
Do you remember? Weekend.
Can't remember.
Can't remember.
I'll be looking. I'll have to keep a lookout
and if I'd have brought my tablet with me, I could have told you because I had his information right
there.
Yeah. Let's go to the next game.
Yep.
Oh, this was an awful game.
This was a wake-up call, I think, for Dallas. I mean, this is them kind of getting knocked off the pedestal here. Because they just weren't ready. I mean, you're right. Jones was up and down the field trying to lead them back, trying to be the leader, but they just got their asses handed to them. LA was ready, and
LA was definitely ready. And the only reason why
they weren't.
I put the punter up there for DC because that was pretty much the only person we saw on the field.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, hats off to LA. They had to do what they had to do, and they did it against probably what I still consider a very good team in the XFL.
Oh yeah, DC is definitely still a good team. But it was like LA came out and they just crushed it on every aspect of the game. Yeah. It wasn't just their offense or defense. They even did on special teams. They blocked the punt.
Yeah, I think the QB had, what, 2 or 3 touchdowns now that I look at it. I forgot it's right in front of me, Del Bryant. Yeah. But yeah, 2 touchdowns, by Carter. So they had the passing and the running game going.
Yeah, Josh Johnson, former NFL quarterback again.
Yeah. You got it looks like McBride had 2 of the touchdowns. He had the over 100 yards receiving. So yeah, you can see they established not just the running game, but they also established the passing game, and were more than successful against what was a very, up to this point, what we thought was a very
they had a good defense.
Stout defense.
They had a defense and they had an offense. And it looks like coming into week 3, coming out of week 3, that some of the teams have found their MO, and some of them are still trying. Even though we thought they found it, they're still coming together as a team. Like they show spots of there was a couple times where the DC offenders took the LA out three plays, and it was just like they went backwards, and it's like, okay, here we go, now we're gonna do it. Yeah. And then the next time out would be something totally different, and they let them run down the field on them. So it was hit or miss.
And we see this in the NFL. Any given Sunday, this can happen to the best team, in the league. You just stumble. And whether it's a stumble or if it's I think it's more LA just out to kick somebody's ass and prove that they're better and that they belong and that they should stay around, so to speak.
Right, exactly. So because I don't know how the XFL works. Like if you suck, did your team move?
I would think so. But I always thought that was kind of strange that they put them in LA to begin with, because LA has two NFL teams to begin with, so you're already oversaturated there. And you've got the
2 NBA teams.
2 NBA teams, the Clippers and the Lakers, for God's sakes. How do you go up against LeBron James? And much less with the whole Kobe thing going on top of it. Do they have the population? Sure, but why not put it in San Diego, who used to have an NFL team?
I thought they should have put them in Frisco.
Would have been great, yeah.
How cool would it have been for them to be able to play in whatchamacallit, play right there by the bay?
Oh, play in are you talking? Candlestick isn't there anymore. Oh, you're talking about the new Giants ballpark. I don't know if they can convert that to an NFL field or not.
Any baseball field can be converted. They've proven that. They played. I'm sorry. They played the Army Navy game up there in New York.
Did they? Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. So. Okay.
This was possibly.
This is the PJ Walker show, or PJ versus.
Possibly the most entertaining game of the week.
I thought so. Go ahead.
Yeah, PJ Walker with his over 300 yards again, 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing. It does remind me a lot of Lamar Jackson, more so now than Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
But he has 194 yards to Cam Phillips. Mm-hmm. So what it appears to me is, it looks like Cam Phillips and PJ Walker are playing backyard football.
Yeah, he has his favorite target,
it's just like, hey, you go this way, curl around this guy, take 4 steps and then cut back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the old plays we used to do.
Do when we played football.
Yeah, back in the day, playing in their front yard or backyard or whatnot, and you're like, you have to make it to the next driveway down for it to be a touchdown. That's what it feels like they're playing here.
They at least make it seem that way. I don't know if that's the reality of the situation, but I think, I feel bad for Tampa Bay because they did play their asses off, and if they had played anybody other than maybe PJ Walker this week, they probably would have stood a better chance of winning, or at least probably would have pulled it off, because they threw everything out there. They Cornelius, he had a pick, but he had a touchdown. Flowers, I think, had a rushing touchdown in this one. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, well, this is the other one that has the quarterback controversy.
Right.
I wouldn't call it a controversy anymore because
they're still trying to do that whole Wildcat thing.
Well, no, Flowers has requested. He's left the team. Has requested his release.
Really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, and there's talk that he might get traded to New York.
They could definitely use him there.
They're not using him as a quarterback; they're using him as a wildcat.
Yeah,
and they're trying to do the 2 quarterback system. He doesn't want to do that.
I did not hear that though.
And Flowers he's the local guy from Florida that even when he was in there won his one play, or whatever many plays he was in there for, because he was in there less than Cornelius. Even when he was in there, the crowd went nuts.
So why is Tampa Bay sticking with Cornelius?
It's the head coach.
The head coach has,
and that's another thing. Another article I was reading. They said, even though it's only 3 games in, is it time to get rid of the head coach? It's like, ooh.
Well, if you're fighting for the survival of the franchise, then you can make that argument. I think maybe not from a pure sports perspective, maybe, but from a survival of popularity and trying to keep your team moving and trying to keep butts in the seats. Anything goes. I think then.
Yeah, but they just signed another quarterback too. I don't remember what his name was. It was one of the guys off the Team 9, and they signed him. And then there was another former Appalachian State quarterback that just signed with Team 9.
Scrappy
and
Appalachian State.
Well, apparently they have 30-something people on the roster for Team 9.
Yeah.
And they just set a bunch packing, expecting to sign a whole new group. And I don't know if it's they
find new talent from the CFL or something.
Right. And I don't know if it's you're only allowed to be on Team 9 for so long before they release you to replenish that talent, since the teams can only pull from. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the team says, "You guys need to pull another quarterback in. I don't like who's there. I want to pick up another quarterback." You know what I mean? I don't know if that's how it works.
I think it would be up to the team, obviously, but
right. But Team 9 doesn't play for it. They're essentially everybody's backups.
Oh, you mean who? You mean their player pool? Okay.
Yeah, from player pool. So the 30 people on Team 9.
They always try to find the best talent. Yeah.
Right. So anyway,
I'm not sure how it works.
I do know
that's up to the commissioner's office.
Yeah, Cornelius will be starting for the next game. We'll go to the last game. I put the picture in there for you, B.
Yeah, there they are.
Because it just kind of
ass
felt,
whooping.
Yeah, it just kind of felt like that's how the game went. Was they were standing over the hurt Guardians on the field.
It's like they kicked them in the balls and they never got back up.
I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Their main quarterback McGloin again played like crap.
Yep.
Eventually they pulled him.
Yeah,
and there's 2 other quarterbacks that they even put in.
Yeah.
Didn't fare much better. Nobody had over 100 yards.
Yeah, Perez at least had a touchdown.
Yeah, Perez had a touchdown, but
yeah, this was a running game for the Battlehawks. By the way, this was pretty much just run all over them, kicked them while they were down, and then ran all over them.
Which is funny because Ta'amu. Is that how you pronounce it? Ta'amu?
I think it's Ta'amu. Something like, Samoan.
Yeah, Ta'amu. Well, we'll say Ta'amu. But anyway, he looks like, when you're watching the game, he looks just as good as P.J. Walker. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're watching the game. Yeah. You're sitting there watching, you're like, he's very mobile. He gets out of the pocket.
Yeah.
He connects on passes. Mm-hmm. But the thing I've noticed is the difference between the two is Cam Phillips. Because he's completing more passes, but his guys when they make the catches,
after catch,
are just going straight to the ground. Whereas Cam Phillips, 194 yards or whatever it was, he doesn't have a guy on here more than 36 yards, but he's completing a ton of passes.
Yeah, he's a much better talent. He looks like a game manager. But they seem to be, at the moment anyway, a run-first kind of an offense.
Well, yeah, you kind of knew that they were when they based, Jones and Michael.
Yeah,
are pretty much the 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's your thunder and lightning combination. Mm-hmm. So it's not. I would like to see them develop a better passing game. It's not like it doesn't look like this from lack of trying.
Well, the other thing is with the Canadian Football League coming in with all their all their talent, the defenses are going to get better. Mm-hmm. The offense is going to get better, especially if they keep pulling in wide receivers.
Sure.
I'm curious about this guy for the Appalachian State. I was briefly looking over it on my phone earlier today, and apparently he won awards in whatever division Appalachian State's in college.
Okay.
Like it's not Division 1 or Division whatever division they're in. He won awards. So like best quarterback or offensive player or whatever, he won several of those awards. So I'm curious to see
impact wise.
Yeah, impact wise, like how he performs next to these guys, because he obviously didn't get a chance in the NFL, not being a renowned player.
Well, that's the great thing about having the XFL, just like it was last time. It gives lesser guys a chance to shine. That they're overlooked in the talent pool of the NFL. So.
Right. So. All right, let's go. Now that we wrapped up week 3.
Yep. Move on to week 4.
Week 4 matchups starting tomorrow. Leap year.
Yeah.
February
happens
29th.
Once every 4 years.
Yeah.
Kind of like the XFL. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No, did I say that?
We got LA at New York. So
battle East Coast, West Coast.
Right. Yeah. Can LA keep up the pace playing against New York, who's been playing like crap, or is this going to be another
they finally wake up?
Well, no, just LA just kind of has jet lag coming off that, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, that game is. It's going to be hard to tell what happens there. I think at some point, New York has got to. It's a must win for New York. LA could probably lose it, but they really need to continue their winning ways, being down 0-2. So you could almost call it a desperation game.
Yeah.
For New York, and a must win for LA, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Both fan bases are weak, so
correct.
So that'll be interesting.
The funny thing is that the game is on regular
network television game.
So I pray that it's a high scoring game at least, because I tell you what, I've been in 2 different bars now.
Yeah.
On a weekend, which is odd for me.
Yeah.
But like one day was B-Dubs and the other last time was this other place local.
Yeah.
And neither time has the XFL been on any of the TVs.
Yeah, you said you had to ask to have it put on.
Yeah,
or something.
had asked to put it on. They're like, oh, we didn't even know it was on. Okay.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of marketing now. There was a ton out of the gate, and now it's kind of fizzled out. So, yeah, I agree that the commissioner's office needs to put a little extra oomph into their
marketing stuff.
Their marketing, yeah.
Yep. Okay, the next game.
Yep.
Looks like you said you're going to call it the game of the week.
I'm going to call it the game of the week, even though I know the next game is really the game of the week, just because I want to continue to see my Battlehawks play, and I really like both of these teams, to be honest. Even though Seattle doesn't have a great record, I really kind of favor Seattle. I like Seattle's. I don't know. There's something about it. But I go Battlehawks. I expect Battlehawks to whip their butts.
It's gonna be another home game, so it's probably another 28,000 fans, which is it's good for TV.
Mm-hmm.
When you're watching the game and everything looks packed, and they pan across this crowd, and you're like, "Oh, that place is packed."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and again, it's good for the city of St. Louis. Seattle, which is really weird because, I wonder how well they're going to do, how well they're going to pull.
I think as long as Seattle wins at home, I don't think they got much of a problem. They seem to have, and I could be wrong, they could all just completely dry up and say the hell with this, but it doesn't feel that way to me. I think Seattle's in it for the long game.
Yep.
So.
All right, now the next game is the game I think is going to be the game.
That would be the real.
With Houston, the Battle of Dallas, the Battle of Texas.
The Battle of Texas and the battle of really kind of the new powerhouse, and Dallas has kind of emerged itself as the new number 2, really. Yeah. I think after DC losing kind of.
What's funny is that they pushed the game back to 4 p.m.
Try to get better viewership.
Well, that gives it, 1 p.m. start in West Coast? 3 hours?
Yeah, don't we have... I'll have to look. Isn't that Selection Sunday?
March 1st?
Nah, it's still too early. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
But they pushed it back to 4 o'clock. If you see on Saturdays, it's 2 and 5.
Yeah.
And then Sundays is 4 and 7.
With more prime time.
Yep.
Ish.
Well, anyway, so I really like the fact that this game, it looks like it's going to be a really good game. P.J. Walker versus Landry. Your 2 big faces. Currently 2 MVP runners. MVP front runners right now.
Yeah.
With the new wide receiver going to the Renegades, could this be the turning things? Because they're the 2 teams with the longest winning records in the division so far. And, if the Renegades win, puts them tied for first.
Yeah. I think,
actually puts them ahead because they'll be ahead head-to-head.
Yeah, it's going to be who can stop P.J. Walker and Phillips. I think that's going to determine whether the outcome of this game is. If they finally find an answer to the dynamic duo.
Right. And like we said, this game's on FS1. When their games are on nationally televised TV, the FS1 is not really...
It's not carried... I mean, we've got it.
Well, it's funny is
DirecTV, but...
DirecTV has it, but Dish just lost it.
Yeah.
And YouTube TV just lost it.
Really? That sucks. Well,
yeah, because I was just looking at that. They put out a thing and said that they lost the FS1s, the Fox Sports channels.
Yeah.
And they lost the Yes Network.
So YouTube lost all the Fox channels?
YouTube did. And a lot of people were counting on that to be able to watch Reds games.
Yeah, I was actually... Anyway. All right. Good to know.
It's like, oh, okay. So anyway, the other game that's going to be on non-nationally is ESPN 2. ESPN the Ocho.
The Ocho.
You got DC at Tampa Bay. Now, this game, to be honest, I think is actually... Tampa Bay seemed to be able to pull a pretty good audience down there. And it appears, watching some of the other games, that the DC fans travel. And being on the West Coast, on the East Coast, traveling to the Southeast where it's warmer.
Well, here's the thing, and poor Tampa Bay, they keep getting the bad draw after being behind 0-2. However, for DC, even though they might come in playing pissed off, this could be a trap game for DC. Tampa Bay is much improved. They're still 0-3. They're still very dangerous. They have no tomorrow possibly. So yeah, I think that'll be an interesting game to watch just from that perspective, because I think Tampa Bay, if they play their butts off like they did last week, DC may be in for a shocker.
So you think 2 weeks in a row, DC?
It's possible. I think it's possible. It's a trap. It's a road game. And the way Tampa Bay is hungry, and they proved that they could put up numbers up against Houston. Now, granted, DC is supposed to have much better defense, but we'll see.
Yeah,
there's a possibility. There is that says trap to me. It at least has it. I think you flip a coin on that one. You flip the coin and go 50-50. But like I said, it has potential. I think there's a possibility.
I agree. Like any of those games could go either way. But I do like the Houston and Dallas game, and I also like the Seattle St. Louis game. I'm glad they're not on the same day.
Yeah, I'm not either. That way I might be able to catch both.
Yeah, catch both of them.
Yeah.
So anyway, what's what we got here? Oh, we got social media stuff.
Yay, social media.
Oh, social media stuff. So where you can find us is 4MidwestGuys.com, on Facebook /4MidwestGuys, Instagram @4_MidwestGuy_guys. Find us on YouTube by searching 4MidwestGuys. We're still looking for I think we're up to almost 60 now. Almost 60 subscribers now. So we need you guys to hit the like and subscribe button down there at the end.
We're looking for 100. That's our first goal.
Looking to get 100 so we can get our own custom URL, so you'll be able to just do youtube.com /4MidwestGuys. 4MidwestGuys. How cool would that be, right?
Right.
At Twitter, you can find us at 4MidwestGuys, at ankZONE, and at BWillie1977.
That's me.
We got our phone number that you can call in and leave your comments about the XFL. Leave your comments about our show Picard or the Clone Wars or anything in particular if you want. If you have a suggestion for a mini show that we should do, leave it there. But 859-363-5952.
That's the voicemail.
Yep. Or you can send us an email at 4MidwestGuys@gmail.com. There should be an S there.
Yep.
You can find us on YouTube, TuneIn, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. We're up there with the big dogs.
We're in the big dogs now, so you can find us on any one of those applications.
Any platforms.
Because not only do we do the video, which hopefully you're watching right now, but we also have audio only. So for those of you listening, obviously you found us somewhere. Also, a word about the voicemail. If it's something that pertains to one of these shows and we like it, more than likely we will put your voicemail on air. So if you want to literally let your voice be heard.
As long as it's clearly spoken, we'll put it on here. As long as it's not too vulgar.
Yeah, please cut back on the profanity if possible.
Yeah.
We try.
Yeah, we do our best when we're on.
I think we're actually profanity free so far.
We might be.
All right. Okay.
All right. So, going back to the games, 2-5 tomorrow, 4-7 on Sunday. We'll catch you next week, right?
Absolutely.
All right. We'll catch you guys next week. We're out.
Peace.